But also Big Pharma is also involved in the health care bill, mandating that, oh, you don't get a knee surgery with your insurance. No, we now mandate you just get drugs or a cortisone steroid shot. So, well, I've already gotten into the subject. In fact, let me try to find it here in my stack. Sometimes it's just quicker just to reprint the article. But it was, I mean, I'm sure you've seen it. It's been all over the news that doctors are just quitting everywhere or refusing to take Medicare. Here it is. This is the Houston Chronicle. I have an AP article as well in the stack. Texas doctors opting out of Medicare at alarming rate. And I never really see national stories with the national numbers. I guess those haven't been compiled yet, but I've seen it, you know, Michigan, New York, Florida, Texas, all over where, well, I mean, here's an example. Everywhere I go, doctors tell me how they just want to quit. I was talking to a doctor who's far from retirement, and he was discussing how he's an emergency room, emergency medicine MD, and how in the last couple of years, and I'd also seen this in the news, they've started as a way to harass doctors. They're the doctors, not the bureaucrats, having people at hospitals fill out customer satisfaction forms. And I was telling this doctor about my dad, who's a dentist, and he says beautiful women will come in and say, pull my tooth, it hurts. And nothing's wrong with their tooth. They want a bottle of painkillers. So they're ready to have their tooth pulled out, and he'll say no, and they'll get mad and make harassing phone calls and try to make complaints. And the doctor said, absolutely. He said, doctors are on the verge of quitting everywhere because since this went in the last 2 years, it is just incredible. He said, I'll be in there with a dying child from a car wreck. No, they're dying. And the person will bust in and say, I want my drugs, and they'll go look in the database or call the hospital across town and find out 2 hours ago they were given 45, hydrocodones or whatever those pain pills are. And then I kind of felt guilty at the time I was down at the emergency room on a Sunday. I basically cut my finger off. It was dangling. And I was watching illegal aliens saying they had stomach aches and stuff going ahead of me. And I was being patient. And I was worried they wouldn't be able to fix my finger. And it is numb to this day. And I kind of got up there, but I was very cold. And I said, listen, you need to do this. And then the lady was honest. We're waiting for a surgeon to get here, sir. We don't have anybody with that expertise right now. And then the lady showed up, and she was a fan of the show and brought me back and said, I know you don't want to take a tetanus shot, and I don't like vaccines either, but this is really one you need. You cut this on the side of a barge. It's the exact kind of thing. And I just said, I don't care. I waive liability verbally in front of all of you. Sew it up. And so she spent about 20 minutes with just, with that iodine substance, just scrubbing it and going over and getting in the cracks. And she did a good job and sewed it up. And I'm very appreciative of that. But I was feeling guilty. It kind of gave me another perspective of where he said one time there was a dying child and this person bust in screaming, demanding drugs. That person should be, I'm not for police brutality, but those drug heads need to have their teeth knocked in. So, I mean, the doctors are just under siege, ladies and gentlemen. They have the most stressful job there is. And we're going to lose them. We pulled up the average doctor's pay. It's $137,000 a year. I'd see $97,000. But regardless, I mean, that is not that much money considering what the education cost, the intelligence level it takes to make it through medical school. They can be making a lot more money in other industries. And they're always getting the blame for everything. And so they're just saying, I'm going to do something else. I'm done. And so the best healthcare system in the world is collapsing now. And that's the government plan. They know it's going to screw the system up, and then they'll fully wreck it, and we'll have total government healthcare, and then they'll be able to decide what type of care you get, how long you're allowed to live. It's just like New York State bans midwives' home births. You will have your baby at the government facility. You will have a CPS visit when your baby's born. If you have trouble suckling the baby, which is totally normal in the first day or two because the baby's learning, they're calling that abuse and taking your children. This is a scientific tyranny where they make everyone a criminal, but them the criminals. People think, well, we can turn the tide against this. The Republicans are going to get into office. Well, Actually, the numbers show that incumbents are being thrown out, Republicans and Democrats. The problem is the media is making Newt Gingrich, as I predicted last year, the leader of the resistance, the political leader, and he's in Politico today. Gingrich forecast Obama loss. He believes that the Republicans will take the House and the Senate in the November elections, and that he's going to run for president in 2012. This is a guy who's written books calling for world government, who wants a global carbon tax. This guy is a sack of garbage. Oh, he's pro-war. And so if you consider that to be conservative, I guess you should vote for him and enjoy your carbon taxes and everything else. Newt Gingrich, I mean, give me a break. I got news for you, Newt. Just like John McCain and others, you are being exposed, and you are not going to win. Former House Speaker Newt Gingrich gives President Obama only a 20% chance of being reelected. I agree with that, and says he might be the one to give Obama the boot. That's right, Gingrich, who this week published a book called To Save America. Oh, yes, Newt, a globalist Bilderberg attendee. Stopping Obama's secular socialist machine. Well, I mean, Bush tripled the size of government. I mean, you're all for secret arrest and tyranny. I mean, you ought to love Obama. So with Republicans like Newt Gingrich, who needs Hugo Chavez? I mean, Newt Gingrich is a singularly nasty, disgusting, un-American piece of trash. And he's even worse because he's always parading around like he's this big libertarian conservative. I just can't stand his arrogance and all the propaganda he pushes. And I'm so sick of John McCain and Mitt Romney and all these other people. Folks, if you vote for Mitt Romney, if you vote for Newt Gingrich, if you vote for any of these people, you deserve what you get. But remember, it doesn't matter who becomes president. That's hard to capture. But Obama got over $1 billion to get elected. They're talking about more money in the next election. But close to $2 billion spent total on the election. Even more if you count outside, PACs and people and special interest running ads. But at the state level, there is resistance taking place. And that's why we're honored to be selling Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic with R.J. Harris, Tom DeWeese, Michael Bagnerick, Alex Jones, Richard Mack, Cynthia Davis, Charles Key, and many others. It gets into the 10th Amendment, states' rights, the deadly danger zone that is a democracy versus our wonderful republic. It is such an important film, available on DVD at Infowars.com. Everyone needs to rediscover America. This film is full of solutions, available at Infowars.com with all the new films we've put out in the last month. Of course, there's Invisible Empire, New World Order Defined. For anybody out there that doesn't know what the New World Order is, this film will educate them. There's, of course, Police State 4, The Rise of FEMA, that shows you how serious the police state takeover is. And your purchase of these videos makes this radio show, the news websites, and all the work we do possible. So, again, Infowars.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. And got a pleasant surprise yesterday from William Lewis and Gary Franchi. They just sent me a contract over, giving me full authorization to post not just Don't Tread on Me, but Camp FEMA on PrisonPlanet.tv for PrisonPlanet.tv members. And so we've got a flash version going up in the next 2 hours at PrisonPlanet.tv for members. Probably 2, it may be 3. They're working on it right now because we just got the word yesterday. We had to encode it in the highest quality, get it ready. It's being uploaded to the servers right now. We've got to create the launch page for PrisonPlanet.tv members. All my films and so many other great films we've been authorized to post. My book, Paul Watson's book, the live stream of the TV show, higher quality podcast, and 6+ years of information that we've been putting up on PrisonPlanet.tv, 15 cents a day. We're just adding more and more for our members. It is an armory of info weapons in the resistance, and Don't Tread on Me is going up there today.